Good morning, gang. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Having a nice Saturday morning. Hopefully, reading some comics, maybe checking out live streams. I know that Philtastic was live. I know that Cliff was live. I know that a lot of friends in our community were doing shows this morning. I was bipping in and out of chats, sorry, and catching up on live streams. So I sorry if I didn't catch yours. Lots of good stuff out there to enjoy. So hopefully your Saturday's kicking off well. I still can't believe this guy is wide awake. He launched a jig stream just as I was hitting the pillow, and I was like, I'm not joining that show. But I did skim it this morning. A lot of bubs. A lot of bubs. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a lot of bubs. Just going to say. But let's say hello to some other friends. We got Shop for Comics in the chat. You know what that means. I got to scroll up here and get my overlay. Where's my Doom? John Doom. I know RDJ wants to claim that he's Doom. I'm Doom. John Doom. And there it is. So just know it. Just know that. So good morning to you, Shop. Hope you're doing well. We got Rob Boswell swinging into the chat. How you doing? I was chatting with Carlito this morning. Good to see you, Carlito. I know that he's been watching a ton of movies lately. He is just a movie fiend. So I've always got to chase his dust to try to find what he's been watching lately. We got Steve the Cat in Comics. What is going on, Steve? I hope you're having a good Saturday morning, although it might be getting close to noon your time. Let's see what else is going on. We got my man Terry from the Bronze Page. What is going on, Terry? Happy Saturday to you. We got DJ Wise is in the chat. What's going on, DJ? Happy Saturday. Let's see. Everybody doing all right? We got Coach Vic in the chat. Good morning, Coach Vic. Hope your Saturday is going well. I don't know if you're watching any sports this weekend, Coach, but I've got, I think, 5 sporting events this weekend, something like that for my girls. Kate has her first official high school volleyball tournament. She has made the JV team of her volleyball at her high school, and they have 2 games this evening. So I'm going to be doing volleyball this evening. Charlie has 2 games this morning. I think her team has a game on Sunday, but I don't know that we can make it because Charlie and I are going on a trip. But so lots of sports this weekend. I'm going to try to catch 3 of them, but sadly, there's some overlap. So there may be some divide and conquer in our household. Inja Binja, what is going on? Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're doing something fun today. No, that's concerning. That's concerning. There you go. He's watching some Olympics, maybe checking out some of that. Let's see. Oh, pouring late tonight. Well, I might be able to join late, but I won't be home. I would imagine I'm not going to be home till after midnight Eastern. So we'll see what I can pull off for you guys. I'm getting messages blowing up here. Okay. Sorry, trying to keep the focus. Let's see here. Bearded Comic Bro, happy Saturday to you, sir. I hope you're doing something fun this weekend. All right. What do I got today? I got an omnibus that I've been reading that I want to talk a little bit about. I got the stuff I got from San Diego Comic-Con this year, so I want to share some of that stuff with you. I got a piece of original art that I have not shared very far yet, only with a couple of people that I know are big OA fans and have been guiding me on some of this journey. So I want to share that with you. And I have some things I don't want to say unbox because I technically took them out of the box already, but I want to share that I just got this week in the mail, some books that I purchased. So lots of goodies floating around here to enjoy. So let's talk omnibus because I haven't been reading a ton of new books. I've only got, I think, 4 books right now on my pull list, 4 total. They're all from DC. I'm reading Nightwing, Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey, and Poison Ivy. And that's it. And Nightwing ends in a couple months. Birds of Prey, I'm not loving the second arc. So if they don't turn up the heat on the 3rd arc, I might be done with that. I might be down to 2 books come the fall. So the pull list is shrinking, but it is freeing me up to read other things. Like I finished the second Sandman omnibus and all that kind of stuff. So here's what I'm reading now. I went from a DC to a Marvel. I wanted to show it because this cover does not imply what this is. They thought that a Captain Marvel cover would sell better than the Ms. Marvel, which is what this omnibus is. So this is the largely Chris Claremont, Ms. Marvel Volume 1. All, 20 issues? 23 issues of that series, plus some Marvel Team Up, Defenders, Avengers Annual 10, Marvel 2-in-1s, Avengers key issues, things like that, relating to Carol as Miss Marvel, Destiny Mystique, Rogue, and some of those characters in their first appearances. So I've been reading this. I'm about 10 issues into that, and I know that JP Budget Collecting is reading it as well. We're hoping to get on his channel at some point and discuss it. Issue number 1 is incredible. Ms. Marvel issue 1, and then it gets a little. So at 10 issues in, I'm underwhelmed. Claremont comes in at issue 3, and then he's trying to kind of clean up the premise a little bit. There's an amnesia element going on. There's a they're trying to like explain her power set, which is a little odd at the time. So that there's stuff that I don't love about it, but there are good issues to be had. I'm just hoping it really clicks into a new gear when you get Mystique involved, which is coming up. Thank you, DJ Wise. Yeah, half the family is staying here because of Kate needing to be here for volleyball. Half the family's coming with me, so I got Charlie coming with me, and we're going to Oregon for my uncle's 80th birthday and a whole family gathering up in that area. So you'll probably see lots of crazy pictures of whitewater rafting and what other kind of stuff we'll be doing together. I would consider this, Rob, but I've got all the singles, so at this point I'm not like locked into needing it. 4 books on the pull list outside Boswell. I have 0 indies. I've gone to a place where if an indie sounds interesting and exciting to me, I'll just buy the trade. I'll buy the hardcover, that kind of stuff. No Dark Knights of Steel all winter. I mean, if that sounds like a comedy name to me. Is it Dark Knights of Blades of Steel with the villain in the shadow? Like, it's Batman titles are hilarious to me these days. Like, I can't take any of them seriously. They all seem like satire. They don't seem real. So no, yes, I've not been on a Bat title in quite a long time. I don't have any interest. 0 for 2 years. Well, there you go. I will check if I'm live, CJ, and I'll get back to you when I find out, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked yet. I haven't gone onto my YouTube channel yet, so I don't know if I'm live. So that's what I've been reading. It's a classic Copper Age, kind of Bronze Age comic. You have a ton of like drama with like work, and it's very connected to the like Spider-Man universe. So J. Jonah Jameson plays a big part in it, and she's not. I mean, when I think of Carol Danvers, I think of the soldier, like the warrior, the military mind. This removes her from that and makes her a journalist. She's like an editor for a magazine under the umbrella of the J. Jonah Jameson side of Spidey's universe. So there's a lot of that, like meeting deadlines and, writing articles and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff I'm not loving as much. I'm not really into that. But the MODOK villain fighting stuff, that stuff's kind of cool. And I have enjoyed some of that. People also don't buy trades of their single issues. I mean, some people. I'm not saying I'm Batman, but no one has seen us in the same place together. Yeah, that's true. I don't know that. Do you? You're not going to get me. I'm not going to get into that. If you do want, go over to Circumstances YouTube channel. If that's what you're into. You get all the stickers. All right, so that's what I've been reading lately. Let's talk a little bit about San Diego. Aside from the police raid, which, I don't know if certain members of our community have gone missing since San Diego, but yikes. I was in the convention center and a restaurant. So that's, and a train. I was on a train. But that was a pretty wild news story. I'm going to stay away from that. What did I think of the con? I think it was massive. And I'm not a fan of cons that are that big. I get a little anxious. It's a little bit much for me. I felt like closed in everywhere I went. Just really narrow spaces. I spent the majority of my time in Artist Alley. I didn't do any like hunting and diving into boxes. I didn't do any of that. I didn't buy any big grails or anything like that. I was getting variants for some friends, and I was meeting artists and writers for friends and some for myself. So it was a different kind of con. I did run into a slew of friends, and I posted those on my Instagram. So people like Tessa is a Nerd, uh, uh, Gorilla Todd, Entropy and Comics Kevin, Diesel Dan. I met a handful of good friends in the community that just by happenstance. The only one I was actually like texting with was Kevin. Like I knew Kevin was there, and we had said, oh, if we time up right, we can go get a meal together. Tessa and I planned to see each other in the morning, but everybody else, it was just on the fly. Like you just bump into people, and it was kind of cool. And that happened at San Diego. The only other time I went, I bumped into Diesel Dan kind of the same way. I saw him walking and intentionally kind of like slammed into him just to be like, hey, get out of my way, man. But he's a really good guy, and he does stuff for Shortboxed. Sometimes you might see him around. So the community side, it was such a busy place. I know there were a ton. Oh, and I met Sean. What does he go by on Instagram? I'm going to struggle to remember his handle, but a couple other people that I met in the community. I feel like if you don't plan ahead, you're not going to find people because it's just too big. It's just too busy. Even on a Sunday, it's just too busy. That's the part I don't like. As far as the quality of creators, there were people here at this con that I've never seen at another con. I've been, they weren't at Baltimore, they weren't at Mega, they weren't at WonderCon. So this was kind of like a chance to see people that maybe don't normally come out to the West Coast, so that was kind of cool. People like Art Germ, who I've never seen before. It was kind of cool to see him there. And so, I think that kind of stuff brings a different crowd, a different level to the whole thing, What is going on? Bleecker Street, the Reverend is here. Happy Saturday. Hope you're taking it easy before your big live stream tomorrow. This is a safe space. Yeah, because we talk comics here. We're not talking tea. John influenced me to get Starbucks. Time to Uber some coffee. I walked over. I have a Starbucks that's walking distance. So this morning I decided, I'm going to walk over and listen to YouTube the whole way there and the whole way back. I was actually listening to this gentleman's last live stream and leaving some comments and talking to him and listening to the discussion over on his channel. So that's what I was doing this morning. John giving his alibi. I got to be safe. We got to be safe here, Jason. That's the key. That's the number one. There's got to be a Captain Marvel omnibus, right? Or do you want to go back to the like the original Captain Marvel, a Shazam omnibus, right? That's what my dad read when he was a kid. You didn't hear Journey, big sting on people trafficking. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of concerning, really. Seriously, though, there was a raid at 8. Yes. Yeah. Not in the convention center, as far as I understand. I think it was at nearby hotels. But yeah, it was a big news. You can search for it. It's pretty wild. It was, if you didn't hear about it, yeah, it was very scary. But I mean, good. It sounds good. It sounds like they got some awful people off the streets. So, John was on repeat on the Nickelback channel. Goodness, there isn't a Starbucks in walking distance from my house. I mean, right? Why aren't more people talking about that? I agree. I think it's worth talking about. I would love to know the details because I don't know like how the sting operation came about and what they did and how many people were caught and what the consequences look like they'll be. But it does sound concerning that it happened or that it was a problem, I guess. But good that they were successful in their apprehension of criminals. So that sounds good. For me, what did I buy for myself? That's fundamental. And I posted just recently all the Kanto goodies that I got, including their SDCC variant, which is basically just issue 1 of a place like home. That's what it is. Issue 1 of A Place Like Home. This variant, and then of course I had David Boer sign it for me. One of the coolest creators in this comic community. Nicest guy, always remembers me, always gives me a hug, always says hi when he sees me, asks me about my family and what's going on. He just genuinely is a compassionate, caring kind of person. So yes, I had to get that at the Dark Horse booth. I snagged that book. And now I have the first two. Their Dark Horse has published 2 Canto hardcovers. And I believe 3 and 4 are coming here in August. And then 5 drops right before the final issue of the Shrouded Man arc ending. Sorry. Whew. They're calling these first, I think, 6 volumes. In the end, it'll be 6 volumes, the Shrouded Man storyline. And it's the main plot of Canto. And it's ending. I don't think they're implying that Canto will never come back, but that this is the end of this sort of saga. And if they ever choose to come back, it'll be a new story, right? But Dark Horse has been really cool about releasing these hardcovers very quickly so that they're all on the shelves when they finally finish the arc. So volumes 1 and 2 you can get now online or at your LCS or wherever you get your comics. 3 and 4, I believe, are August, and then 5 is September as they finish the storyline. I think it's a 6-issue arc that they're doing right now. So I bought both of these, and David Boer and Drew, oh my God, Zucker signed the volume 1, and they wrote a nice little inscription to me and the girls, because I've had the luck of interviewing them a couple of times and meeting them many times, and they're just really great people. In fact, I think Drew Zucker is still an EMT, and I don't know if you guys know this. Drew Zucker is an artist. He draws all of the Canto series, but he's also, I think he's in New York, CJ. He's an EMT in New York State somewhere. So he's a paramedic to pay the bills, and then he does a hugely popular comic book like on the side as his side hustle. I remember during COVID, I was actually trying to make sure, because he didn't even have like proper masks for him as an EMT working in New York. So I was like boxing up masks I could get a hold of here that were the right qualifications, and then shipping stuff to him in New York. So really cool. Yeah. Really amazing guy. Besides just being like a nice person and a quality artist, he's a good person. So there you go. So yes, I got 2 volumes of Canto now, and I'm going to continue to get all the hardcovers for this Shrouded Man arc, because it's just amazing series. And I want to go back and reread it once I've got them all, because that's going to be a fun like project. So there's volume 1 is right there. And then this is volume 2. All right. Get some of that out of my way. Let's get back to the chat. Let's see. One hello. Everybody knows the rules. That's not what Old Wolf does. Old Wolf says hi individually to every single person. I don't drink coffee. I did have an ultra filtered chocolate milk. Ultra filtered. All right. Yeah. Hugs. I kind of got a little, one arm hug from another artist I'm going to get to here in a second. CJ and I love stickers and my sticker people. All right, there you go. Good. We need more nice people, because I'm not nice. New Yorkers are hustlers. Yeah, but they can be nice hustlers, right? They can be nice hustlers. I'm going to save the original art piece to last. So let's go through some of the variants that I bought. I got a bunch of X-Men. Yeah, these are all X-Men variants that I purchased from this convention, and I want to share off some of those. Obviously, I met David Nakayama. He's the one that gave me the one-armed hug, and I'll go into that story here in a second. But he signed this beautiful green cover A. Oh, no, cover B. This is the cover B, I think. Yeah, for X-Men 33. But I also grabbed the Virgin variant in the red, which is gorgeous. And her eyes are a different color, right? From green to white, right? And, sorry. Let me get, where's the other? There was another DNA. Where's my other DNA? There it is. I also had him sign this fun variant for Wolverine 49. And I don't have it in here because it's in Charlie's room. The story goes, I'm I'm walking up to Nakayama, and he's got a whole like set of other artists, you know, around his area. You know, Bruno Redondo was there, Joel Jones was there, and they had a whole section, mostly DC people, but they did a lot of things. He was on the end, and he was signing something, so I bought a couple of his books and paid his handler guy for the signatures and was waiting. And then he saw me and he goes, John, I wasn't wearing anything that had my name on it. My badge even had the name Lau on it, Lau. So it wasn't even like you could know. But he remembered me. He was really nice. He's like, John. And then we had this great, odd for me conversation where he was like, and I'm not trying to like boost my ego, but he used the phrase, you're a YouTube hero to me. I replied by saying like, no, you're on that side of the table. I'm on this side of the table. This is not how this is supposed to go. That was really strange, but I think he was really just trying to say, thanks for doing videos about my covers. I think that's the takeaway I got from it, but that's the phrase he used was YouTube hero. I just want that like on a plaque somewhere for me that David Nakayama says. You guys over at the Legion of Comics, you got the Chang gang, but I got the YouTube hero Nakayama gang over here. But he was really nice. And then he's like, oh no, I wouldn't have made you buy these here. And he gave me a free print and he signed it and I brought it home for the girls. The nicest guy. Like, and I've only met him like, I think 3 times in person. So it's not like we've, you know, obviously we've developed a relationship. Like there's a friendship there now. Super close. But it was a really genuinely nice thing he was doing. And obviously, it meant a lot. That was really cool. So I just wanted to highlight that and say that. And I got a few more variants I'll run through and then I'll check in with the chat again. God, I keep flipping those same one on one. I'm going to save that one for last. I got this great variant for X23. I saw a bunch of these and I'm not sure the artist. I should know this name, but it's just blanking on me. I think I know it. I do not like Jang. I'm not a fan of the Jang game. I had to get this variant. I thought it was hilarious. They had this one, so I had to grab that. This one I've wanted for a little while. I grabbed this one. I found a booth that was selling like buy 2 get 1 free. So I was going through and kind of snagging a bunch of stuff. I got this from Mark Brooks. And I got him. He signed this one. Love me some Mark Brooks. There's something fun about this like hot rod OG style thing going on here. You got Kitty, Psylocke, Storm, Rogue, and Jean. I think it really works well. And there's like different backgrounds and the car changes color. I think there's 2 other variants. It's like $100 for all of them. I like the blank one. Was the one I wanted. And then lastly, I got this Storm cover. And I got the Virgin variant because your boy met Storm, yo. The voice actress, Allison Smith, who does the voice of Storm on X-Men 97 for the most part, and for X-Men 97, and then for the most part, the original series. She was amazing, super nice, and I got a photo with her, and she signed this book, so that was pretty awesome. Those are my X-Men variants. I am. See, even Carlito admits it. Let me scroll back up and see what I missed here. Missed a bunch of stuff. Boy, when Perry and Carlito and Rob and CJ get in the chat, it's just going to go too fast for me. Rob, I'm not nice neither. Okay, there you go. Both of you aren't very nice. I'm going off to the movies. Tell the girls good luck and be great. Will do, Coach Vic. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I fell asleep to you and Bubs last night. Most people do. Stop interrupting John's monologue with all the damn hellos. A hustler in New York is usually used in a positive way. Okay. That's not true in anywhere in where I've ever lived. This isn't your show. It's all my show. I don't know that I've heard that label. You are a YouTube hero. Okay. Look, see, I like this. Thanks, Dan. I know he's got some amazing X books and he's got some amazing variants too. I know he's a big fan of those as well. I could use this. So I've got Perry drinking coffee and having a hero sandwich. I think, Perry, you're just trying to say that you're hungry, and maybe that's something you got to solve. Gore Vidal, what is going on? I jumped in super late to a Gary B stream last night with Gore Vidal. It was like 2 hours deep by the time I found it. So I've got to go back and rewatch all of that. But it's good to see you, Gore. I hope your Saturday is going well, man. It's praise JC, not CJ. It's praise JC, not CJ. Okay. I get that now. Yes, see, that was the show with Gary B. Yeah. Digger Jim's already claiming. He's already ready for it. I usually buy 20 and get none free. Not the way to go. DJ just won that claim on X23. Now you got to send it to him. Okay. I should have said, yeah, sign it to the Storm guy. That could have worked. Yeah. What's up, aggressively relaxing? Happy Saturday. That's Perry's secret, John. He's always hungry. So good. All right. So I'm going to get into the piece of artwork that I had done. And I think I've posted this to Instagram, but I can't remember now. I've posted it in the past as I've expanded on it. I've been taking a Batman black and white sketch cover, and I've been getting different artists to draw a villain on the cover. And I have not been like forcing them to do a certain villain. It's really just been, as long as they haven't been done yet, who do you want to draw? Nakayama did Joker. Jay Lee did Poison Ivy. Sabine Rich did Catwoman. Dustin Nguyen did Mr. Freeze. And then I had David Mack do Two-Face. And the one I added Daniel Sampier, I think. He did, obviously, the Riddler. That was the newest one that I put onto this piece. And I've still got one empty spot left for some lucky artist or whatever down the road here. But I've got quite a little rogues gallery going here, and it's been coming along really, really well. So that's one of the things I've enjoyed bringing to these cons is something that's unique and different, and I can have a conversation and charge, and check in with those people. If you're going to multiple days of a con, what I did at Mega Con in Orlando was like, hey, I'll give it to somebody on Thursday, and then whenever it's done, I get it back. I just try to find another artist that can go next. And if I like their work or I know who, ideally it's somebody I'm familiar with, right? And then it's been a fun way to kind of collect that. And I'm keeping my handwriting isn't beautiful, but I'm just keeping a little breakdown of the front cover and the back cover and kind of where everything is, so that if anybody's ever looking at it and down the line and has a question, they can just look on the back of the backing board and say, oh, the Riddler's by Daniel Sampier. Oh, that's cool. And it's just all kind of on there when it's in the bag and the board. Let's see. Scrolling back up. What is a good omnibus? I would argue it has to be something that you're very interested in, either because you've read it once and really loved it, or you have a passion for the character and missed this arc that everybody's told you it's really good. That's the important place to start. So for me, obviously, I started buying omnis of Claremont stuff I'd read, just wanting to have it in a collected edition I could read easily. And I've expanded to great arcs that I hear things about that I've never read. So if I can get a great deal on a Ms. Marvel or a Sandman, I've expanded to some of that as well. But you got to watch out because some of them are incredibly big, like the Immortal Hulk omnibus, the Jeff Johns Green Lanterns omnibus. Those are massive, and they may be difficult to carry for some people. So just be careful. Perry, that's the smartest point you've ever made. Woo. I don't know about Perry making smart comments. That's a little wild. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate that, sir. Most of the remarks, I think most of them were in the same range. It's been over a year since I did Nakayama's. It might have been almost 2 years. So his prices may have gone up as he's gotten more popular, but everybody was in that 100, 120 range. I think everybody was in that range, more or less. What is up, Toby? Yeah, just talking a little SDCC. Some of the stuff I grabbed is the best. Yeah, I think I'm impressed with that one. I do love the Sabine Rich Catwoman, and I do love the Nakayama Freeze a ton. I think they all are great, but like those are the ones that have been jumping out to me. But each time I look at it, I kind of get into it again. I hope Jim Lee does a Condiment King on that corner. Jim Lee's asking like stupid money, like $500 or something for a remark. Like it's scary money. Scary money. Just be concerned about that. Are we dropping CJ's link in my chat? What is happening? It's chaos in here. Yeah, I don't know. So when you sell it, I mean, ideally when my girls get it and they don't know what to do with it. Deathstroke Omni, there you go. Is it volume 1? Is it the Mike Zeck stuff, Carlito? Because that would be dope. Although I have a lot of those issues. I do similar stuff at cons with remarks and art. Yeah, and it's instantly one of one, right? It's yours, and that's kind of fun. You know, you run a risk because you don't know how it'll turn out or what it'll be. Because I know really talented artists who maybe don't do great remarks or don't do great, commissions. So you just never know. You know, that's tricky. Let's see here. Little laughing. I kid. Okay, what did you, Judas? You're going a different way with it. I get it. So that was the piece I was very excited about. Who do I have left? The villains that I've written down as options for people include Clayface, Scarecrow, and Harley Quinn. I don't have any of them at this point. Those are the ones that were, and Killer Croc, I guess, could be an option. So there's a lot. I mean, there's obviously an endless list. I would want them to feel confident that they could do a fun version of whichever character they pick. I try to give them choices and be, whenever they're, because I had people look at it and be like, oh, can I do Poison Ivy again? Can I do this? And I was like, no, can I get anybody who hasn't been done? We'll see. We'll see how the next artist interprets all that. All right. I got the things I got in the mail, and I grabbed a couple of action figures from my LCS the other day, and I think I've shared the binary on Instagram, which I had to buy this because I was like, there's a binary action figure. For those who don't know, this is one of Carol Danvers' mini versions. This happens in Uncanny X-Men. I was like, I gotta buy that, right? I kind of gotta get that. So yes, binary. The action figure is in my little action figure collection over here. And I'll get into a little more discussion around this one, but I got T'Challa. They had a cool T'Challa action figure. Whoa, there he is. That I thought was really great. Had good mobility. The design was really cool. And I just last night was rewatching Wakanda Forever after a really long time of having not watched it. I think I've seen it twice before this. Once when it was in theaters, once when it came out on Disney, and then I have not, but my entire family hasn't. Like the girls never saw it, my wife never saw it, and I was like, let's give that a rewatch. And it's been so long. I was happy with how it held up, and I'll chat a little bit about that at the end because I got a book to go with it. So let's set that back there. All right, King. Let's sit back there. Perry would sell CJ out for 40 sandwiches. That's a lot of sandwiches, dude. That's a lot of sandwiches, Carlito. Are they doing something with binary in the movies? I know they teased it in the Marvels. I would hope they would. I like that iteration. Although I've always liked the Ms. Marvel with the sash on the waist. I can show you a picture because she's in this omnibus much later. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the Ms. Marvel that I always thought was a cool look with the big old boots and gloves, but the sash and the lightning bolt. I always thought that was a cool look for Carol. Oh, sorry, I'd give you the booty shot there. I always thought that was a cool costume. Obviously, the Captain Marvel costume is pretty amazing as well, kind of iconic. The one that she got in, was it Avenging Spider-Man? Is a great one as well. But I had not heard any rumors about the binary. I hope she gets connected to the X-Men universe like she does in the comics a lot, the kind of sandwiches would matter, right? Let's see here. We've talked. I believe I've only seen it twice. Yeah, we were talking. Carlito and I were talking about it this morning because I do think the movie gets a lot of hate and gets kind of lumped in with what a lot of people consider to be a lesser phase for Marvel, and I don't think it's deserving. And I love Namor in the film. I think Namor is fantastic, and I think I've never liked him in the comics. I think he's an annoying character who's always running off with people's women. And I think he's just kind of awkward. And I think they grounded him in a really great way in Wakanda Forever without changing the core of who he is. Like he's incredibly egotistical, incredibly confident, incredibly single-minded, incredibly powerful. So all of that stuff is still there, and incredibly caring about his people, right? So and believing that the humans are his enemy, and all that stuff is there. I just love the cultural appropriation, you could argue, that they applied to his character, right? All the Yucatan Peninsula kind of stuff, right? The cultural layers that they gave him, and then the way they bled that into his backstory. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. Let's see here. What is up, couching and slouching? C Bizzle says, say his name and he appears, believe in C Bizzle. 40. Just one giant Italian, to be honest. I mean, 12-inch, right? Not the 6-inch sub, right? From Boswell. What's up? David Posner says, are you not reading any Energon books? The only reason I would have gone to SDCC would have get the CI. Oh, yes, the ash can they had for the Joe. Yeah, I saw that. So I'll get. Let me double check if I got. I mean, I'll come back to that one. I may have downloaded the wrong movie. I mean, hey, go for it, brother. Hot dogs with hot and sweet peppers. Oh my gosh, Barry. They made him Mayan. That's pretty core changing. I do agree. They made his race different. They race swapped him, but I don't think they changed his personality in any real way. I think he's very true to his personality. Running off with other people's women is Namor, so that is kind of him. That is his jam. That's his thing. Whether they like to be taken is different, right? But they are other people's women. I've basically read all of Cobra Commander, which is my favorite. I read all of Duke, which I felt kind of fell off. I read all of Scarlet, and it was okay. There's another one I'm forgetting. Oh, Destro. Didn't love it. The Transformers main book didn't hook me, but it got better as it went along. Void Rivals has been a mixed bag for me. So I've not loved the Energon stuff, but I'm entertained enough that I've been keeping up with it, right? Forever Wakanda. Yeah, I think it's got some good emotional beats. And the two complaints I had for the movie are the ones. Sorry, there's a fire engine going by. They found me, y'all. They found me. The two complaints I have for Wakanda Forever aren't big. Number one, it's too long. And I've said that about basically all the DCEU and Avatar movies and a lot of things. They're just too long. They don't need to be 3 hours. That's my one first complaint. The other complaint I have is, and it had to be this way, is it's a heavy movie. Like, as much as it's an action movie and there's action, I think I struggle because of how sad it is that the experience that Chadwick had at the end of his life is really sad. And I think that makes it a heavy movie on a rewatch because it's so real. It's not a comic book movie in some ways because we're so connected to that experience of what Chadwick brought to the MCU and then how short it was cut, and I think that makes it really difficult to rewatch, and those are my only critiques for Wakanda Forever. Other than that, I found the film to be very entertaining, and I enjoyed the first two watches, but I took a year away from it because of how heavy it was and how long it was. And I knew that my daughters and my wife would like to watch it at some point, but I was like, I don't know that I'm emotionally ready to watch it, but I came back to it, and I did enjoy it last night a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think people attached to the comics did not like Namor, but it didn't bother me. I agree. If you're a Namor fan and purist, I could see that you'd get frustrated. I thought they crushed it. I thought he did a great job, and I really enjoyed that. I love Wakanda Forever, but imagine being cast as Namor, dude who'd been sentenced to a decade of no bread, holds hat in hand in sad reflection. Wakanda Forever, sorry. Still groggy from working the midnight shift. Ooh, no worries, man. No worries. Legion is here to give us the counterpoint. There it is. They should have sent Shuri to the gym. A longer movie means more popcorn and Sprite. I mean, this is interesting comment there. Except for the post Endgame Marvel, they should just be trailers and call it a day. There you go. There you go. So I brought that up because I bought a slab from Gorilla Todd. He was doing an auction and he had super low price slabs, and I loved this cover, and he had it for a great deal. So here's a Black Panther slab I got. This is one of the villain variants. What do they call them? The Villain's Reign variant cover. But I thought the cover was really exciting. Damn it. This is Cale New, dynamic cover from Cale New. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And I was like, for a 9.8, it was with the shipping price and everything. I was like, this is cheaper than, getting it slabbed. It was cheaper than that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to snag this. And then I just started filling a box with my man, Gorilla Todd. And I was like, that's coming to John's house, man. So we got a Black Panther up in the corner. And then we've got a saber-toothed tiger down there. But really great cover. So there you go. Snag that bad boy. And then let's see what it is. He threw in some bonus books. He threw in a Magneto by that same cover artist who if someone can help me with if they recognize the name or the variant, I can't remember who this cover artist is, but now I've got a handful of their work. Let's see here. He also threw in he knows I like Nakayama, so he threw in another Nakayama cover for me, hooking me up, making it good. To fill out my box, he's like, yeah, I'm going to throw in some other stuff. I don't think there were any other freebies. I want to make sure I do those first. Nope, there are 2 other freebies. Sorry. Another one of those same variant artists. He gave me the Cyclops. I'll make sure I send this to JP Budget Collecting because I know he loves him some Cyclops. And then I don't know the artist on this one, but he threw in this one as well. Another bonus Virgin variant for a Wolverine issue. Cowboy hat Wolverine. Really great. So thank you, Todd, for those. But the slab I purchased, and along with some of these other variants, this is a Perillo Magneto. That's kind of rhyming it unintentionally, but there you go. Absolutely banger cover. Lots of great energy going on here. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm a big fan of the Dodsons, and he had this Virgin variant, and I was like, yes, there you go. Snagged that. He had a lot of great Virgin variant books, and so I just was buying from him to get some of those. I have this with the trade dress, which I like a little better, but I was like, throw it in the box. At that point, I was just filling the box. I was just trying to get some goodies going into there. And the other big one I got, I think I got this for, he's got a sticker that says 90, but I don't think I even paid half of that. I'm just trying to take the sticker off. Be gentle with the book, John. Come on here, buddy. I don't know if, yeah, so there you go. This is a Frizen variant, Spider-Gwen Frizen variant, the Virgin variant, which is a ratio of some kind, and I'm not sure the ratio on it. I'll have to look it up when I put it into CLZ. But I saw this and I was like, yeah. So this was the second book I bought from him, and then I started filling the box up at that point. Great cover. Jenny Frizen crushing it as she always does. So those are the most recent purchases by John's Comics with Kids. Let's cruise back up in the chat here because I know I missed some goodies. Where did I go wrong? Let's see here. Speaking of sad films, did you see Villeneuve's Incendies? I saw it not knowing the premise, nor that it was him. Devastating. I have not seen that film. I've seen a lot of, if not nearly all of his movies. I just recently saw Prisoners with that has Gyllenhaal. It has Hugh Jackman. I'm trying to remember the other actors in it. it's a powerful look at a father who's basically on the edge of cracking because his child goes missing and he thinks he knows who did it. So he is basically holding that person hostage in a secret location and torturing them until he finds out the truth. Nobody knows that he's really got this guy. And Gyllenhaal is the cop trying to solve the case, but when his lead suspect goes missing, now he's kind of got two cases to solve, and he's trying to piece together what's going on. And the audience knows what's everything, but our hero characters are all kind of in the dark. Really powerful movie, Prisoners, if you haven't seen it. Hugh Jackman, like you've never seen him before. It's one of his best performances. He's incredible. Gyllenhaal's great as the cop. And I know there's other actors I'm forgetting, and I'm sorry that I can't remember them all. But really good movie. Thanks for the compliments, gang, on the covers. We got Air Spider in the chat. What is going on? Well, Boar in the chat too. What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I don't know if it's streaming somewhere. If Gore knows where to stream that one, that'd be awesome. Yeah, the Silk cover is really nice. I don't even know anything really about that character. I've never read anything about her, so I gotta learn a little bit. Thank you. I gotta remember. It was a community member. It was like on their Teespring or their TeePublic that they had kind of built this. It's a super comfortable shirt as well. A really nice fabric. But I love the artwork, and I was like, yes, I wanted something Krakoan era-esque, and it's the perfect thing. Don't watch the trailer or read about it. The revelations layer by layer are peeled away for an unsettling conclusion. Oh, all right. Recently got a Perillo signed and separate slab of Dark Crisis 2. Yeah, he's a fire artist. Absolutely. Maybe it's a 1 in 100 or 150. Okay, that makes sense. Schultzy, one love. What's going on, Chicago Schultzy? I hope you're off to a good Saturday, my man. Let's see. Yeah, Prisoners, great movie. Hugh is incredible for sure. He made Prisoners after Incendies. Okay, this film is also a mystery about twins discovering facts about their mother. Okay, interesting. Oops, sorry, I missed this one. Denny's stuff is so beautiful and visceral. Yeah, I can't think of any one of his movies that I've disliked. As much as I like the Dune films, I think they're probably my least favorite of his films, but they're really excellent movies. They're not bad at all. Like I just think I prefer, like Arrival is easily my favorite, but Prisoners is way up there. What is it? Sicario, freaking amazing movie. I even loved his Blade Runner. I know that has mixed feelings for people. I thought Blade Runner was great. Lots of good stuff. Opened 5 boxes of non-sports trading cards today from 92 and 93. Put them all in sleeves. Nice. That sounds like a lot of work. I need to watch Pyrotechnic. I don't know that one. Is that another Denny movie? How many Denny movies did I miss? I didn't realize there was so many. What is up, Shop? He's saying hello again. He's coming back. Arrival is possibly his favorite. Arrival wrecks me. Like every time I watch it, I get super emotional. I really struggle at the end when the revelations are hitting for her and she's understanding. As much as she's been trying to teach them English and she's been trying to learn their language, she's been learning something else at the same time. And it's just kind of dawning on her. And that's freaking amazing. Like that moment just crushes me. Going to pick up X-Men 21, 24, and 25 today, along with a long box of 50-cent issues for my high school comic club. He's donating for free. That is cool. Villa Park, Illinois. That is awesome. That's great news. All right. I think I've shared everything. Yeah, gang. I think that's it. I didn't get into too much Black Panther, Wakanda stuff, but I touched a little bit on it. And maybe at some point I'll get the girls in and they'll talk a little bit about it. Next Saturday, I should be back from my trip. I leave tomorrow and I'm returning on Friday. So I'm just gone for the middle of the week for the most part, late Sunday through early Friday. I'm going to be in Oregon with Charlie, as I said at the beginning. So I'm sure I'll be doing a lot of stuff for Instagram, but maybe not as much for YouTube, except for some shorts and things like that. So I'm sorry if folks are missing out on some live streaming. if you missed on a great show I was on Wednesday, Magic Lasso, that guy's amazing. If you don't know Ryan, I was on his channel. We've been going back and forth discussing Silver Age team comic books, TEAM, team, Justice League of America and Avengers. And we were discussing issue 3 of each of them and had a really interesting discussion. The people in the chat were on fire. There was some great comments being dropped. If you like Silver Age comics, both he and I thought issue 3 of Avengers and issue 3 of Justice League were the best issues of the series at that point. Like, you're really hitting their stride. And it was an exciting, interesting conversation. If you want to check that out, that was over on Ryan's channel on Thursday night. Wednesday night. I think it was Wednesday night. But it was a lot of fun. Really great chat. And then on Thursday night, I was on No Good Comics channel. We were talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. So if you want to get into the spoilers full discussion around Deadpool Wolverine, that was over on No Good Comics channel. And we had a great chat with that as well. So those are some things that I did that are out there, but I have no live stream plans for the next week. So it will probably be till next Saturday before I get around to that. Yes, I have only one emotion left, but it tugs and that one emotion hard. Stayed up late watching Crazy Beautiful. I remember seeing that Kirsten Dunst film a long time ago. The Paper Chase. I don't think I've ever seen The Paper Chase. Lady Fantastic. She and I have been having some laughs about Marcus from Circumstances. She is an awesome lady, though. Thanks for coming by. Legion says, please remember, Comics Curing Cancer is looking for donations. Yes. And I did a post of this in my Instagram. If you have comics, anything comic book related that you would like to donate towards the cause of Comics Curing Cancer, now is the time. The event is in October, but now is when they need to start organizing that stuff and deciding where to sell these things on which channels during the weekend or that week event. So if you have stuff, if you've got a box of things that you're like, I don't need this anymore, I think it would sell, please check in with those guys. So who do you ask? Obviously, you can go to Comics Curing Cancer on Instagram and just leave a message to that group. But you can to that team that run that account. But you could also just check in with Mark, Legion of Comics, Rob's Fat Stacks, DJ Links on his channel or on his Instagram. All of those guys, that's the trifecta. That's the team behind the amazing Comics Curing Cancer event. So if you've got stuff to donate, that's one of the easiest ways to not cost yourself money to be a part of the event, right? Not all of us have any money to be spending on comics and that kind of stuff. When October rolls around, it could be hard times for people, but you can get involved by donating things so that you're contributing in a way that supports the cause. And that's an easy way to do it. Thank you, Mark, for that reminder. Appreciate it. Look, there it goes. Chicago Schultz, he's doing it right now. Yeah, that's Rob's YouTube channel. You can leave him a comment there if you don't have Instagram, and he'll reach out to you and you could email with each other, right? Yeah, C3, that's Rob, Legion is Mark, and then DJ Links, right? Those guys. So definitely, if you can, if you are an Instagram person, that's the easiest way to do it. But if you don't have Instagram, totally understand. You can leave a comment on Rob's videos and maybe give him a way to connect with you that way, right? So there it is. Awesome. Thank you, Carlito, dropping the wrench today. I appreciate you just like throwing that wrench around like a comic boss. But that is it. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to rush over because I've got soccer starting up here in a little bit this morning and then 2 volleyball games later tonight. So I'm a sports dad all day, but I will be reading comics. I'm going to continue my way through the Ms. Marvel run by Chris Claremont. So I'll be posting pictures and enjoying some of that and hopefully jumping in and out of the chats on the live streams for the day. And if Carlito stays up late doing his live stream, maybe I'll jump on past midnight East Coast. But thanks everybody for coming out and spend a little time laughing. I never got to my original art. Should I finish strong with that? I feel like I'm wrapping it up. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to save the original art piece I got because I should do more time on that. But thanks everybody for coming out, and I will catch you guys all again soon. Bye.